Okay, so let us, right now what I have is I have the, I'm going to be doing a multi-pass compiler, C compiler. I want to do an ANSI C compiler for the Intel 8080. And I've been meaning to do this for a very long time. I've tried before and nothing has really worked. Things get too deep in the weeds. I mean, this is going to be multi-pass, this compiler and assembly. It's going to get deep in the weeds, but um, I feel like by the time you are going to be writing your own compiler, you should be able to know how to write your own compiler without having a guide to follow. You should be able to understand how to do parsing, lexers, linking, optimization, keyhole optimization, and that sort of thing. You also need to thoroughly understand the architecture you're working with. And yeah, I am not claiming to be a I'm not claiming to be a you know um, an expert or anything like that with the Intel 8080. Why this is so blurry? I have no idea why the camera does that. I don't claim to be an expert with the 8080, but I know a bit. I know a bit how C works, and I know a bit how the assembly works for this chip, and I kind of know what the assembly should look like coming out of certain C functions. So I think this would be a very interesting um, exercise, perhaps another exercise in futility, but I think it'd be very interesting nonetheless. So basically, what I have is I have the basically what this is I have the intermediate representation. So I'm going to compile to a bytecode essentially to an intermediate representation, and then optimize that, and then I should be able to generate assembly after the fact, and then optimize the assembly too, just to make sure. So basically, this is what the opcodes of the virtual machine needs to understand. It needs to understand label to move things, add, subtract, call, return, jump, JZ, and JNZ. And potentially, I will do JZ, right? Jump if 0, jump if not 0, jump if, parity set, carry, all those things. It also should probably understand a no-op, but this probably I won't need. However, no-ops are important in the chip because it offers timing. Now, this is a C compiler. This isn't like a macro assembler or anything like that. So the no-op probably won't be important, but I'll keep it there just in case. Then load constant, store global, load global, ASM inline. Remember, this is C, and this is, ANSI C that I want this to be. So I want to be able to inline assembly code. I want to be able to do adding and subtracting of just hard constants, and I want to evaluate hard constants before turning it into the bytecode because there's no point in doing it any other way. And then I will turn this into a quad, and you're like, okay, what is a quad? So, well, there's an opcode, there's a destination, and source 1, source 2. This is so basically we're making a language, an intermediate language between C and Intel 8080 assembly. This instruction is going to be the instruction for the virtual machine. Okay. Then we, like from here, we then, we got to make our object file, the thing that we're going to create and the thing that we're going to optimize and then turn into assembly. So here's the optimizers thus far. This is what I've done, and this is what AI has given me. I've commented that out because it looks useful, but it looks like it won't actually be correct in the end. Basically, the optimizer will optimize. It'll optimize your code until it can optimize no more. So it'll constant fold and dead code eliminate. Constant folding is exactly as they said. Basically, constant folding is going to be like, say, like 3 plus 5. That will yield exactly 8. So it will evaluate to 8 and then say load this instead of add, load, and all that stuff. Dead code right now has nothing. But dead code is going to be like, is there code after return statement? Is there code after a a jump, like a non-conditional jump? That will be good to have, but potentially in the future, if I do things like jump tables and things like this, somehow like have the C code generate jump tables in vector tables and stuff like that, then it will make the dead code eliminator a lot more difficult to use. But that's a future problem. That's not my problem. Okay. So right now I'm going to work on the back end of this. And you may be wondering, well, what does the back end do? This will basically analyze the virtual machines code, the object code, before it gets turned into 8080 assembly code. And yeah, that's what the optimizer does. I'm sorry, I thought I had the wrong tab turned on. The right tab. No, this is, yeah. What? Hang on, I'm looking at my notes here. Oh, here's my notes. Okay. Gotcha. Right, yeah. No, the back end, this will take the object code, the intermediate representation, and it will turn it into specific 8080 assembly. This is where I'm going to have to worry about the accumulator-based math, the HL register, and I do have BC and DE. BC is essentially used for other pointers, and DE is used for extra data, that sort of thing. And then remember, after this, then you have the linker, which we have to write, and then we have, our main program. This will basically, the main program will sort of simulate us writing C code. It will create an ASD structure. It won't actually, yeah, basically it'll make it a fake. It'll make us a fake parsed C file, which we will have to parse eventually. So let us start using the back end, doing the back end. So yeah. Okay, so here's going to be the kind of the rules here. So we're going to do 8080 register map. So we're going to say virtual R0 is going to be HL, and then we're going to say virtual R1 is going to be DE. And the IntelliSense with Copilot these days is absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. So let's do, we're going to generate assembly, so let's do public list. I want a list of strings. Generate assembly, and then object file obj. What the hell? I absolutely hate this. I'm just going to, going to delete this. Yeah, why C#? Because why not? I use it at work, and it's a change of pace. I like how you changed your name. Did you get banned? And then let's do right module. Right, and then of course, which module are we assembling? Oh, you didn't change your name on YouTube? Oh, it must have updated in a certain way. And now it says Desp laughed my ass off. Instead of just Desp. Huh. File name. Okay. Looks about right. What is going on? Oh, right. I have to return a thing. There, you happy now? Cool. Oh, that's my ad on YouTube. Oh, not display name. I gotcha. Okay, maybe it's a OBS thing. Yeah, what's up? What's been good? Bro, I've been reading your messages. I've just been so busy at work. It's actually insane. Dude, the autocomplete is great, but like the autocomplete is just horrendous. Var 2 in obj.instructions. Dude, it's so confusing because it's like, okay, what have I done and what have I not done? Okay, bro. Yeah. Come on my back. Oh my god, this is so annoying. I hate this. Okay, so IR opcode. Oh lord. Label. Lines add. String formatting. Okay. Great. And then, so then I'm going to load a constant. But the thing is, the constant is going to be very interesting. We're going to have to load the constant into HL. And you may be wondering, well, we could load constants into HL, but don't we also want to add constants, like load constants into A if they're 8-bit? What if a constant is bigger? Like, what if a constant is a 32-bit int? How would we do that? Well, then that starts to then we have to start worrying about the stack, and stuff like this. So writing a compiler is usually a multi-year project. It's going to take a long time. And you go back in and you redo stuff and you redo stuff and you redo stuff. So that's just how it is. So right now we're going to be doing the simplest case. We're going to assume that we're going to assume the easiest path forward. Case ir opcode dot load const. And then what we're going to do is load immediate constant into HL. And basically that's correct. LXI H arg1. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'll add in optimizations for 8-bit and 32-bit constants later. Because that's what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to do it later. It's just too much, and unfortunately it may break. But remember, this is a multi-year project. This is going to be ANSI C, so this could be a long time. This could be long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do add and subtract. And luckily, yo Desp, you weren't here to catch it, but I was on a complete rant on why we're doing LXIH and 16-bit loads instead of other things. But let's see this case ir opcode dot add break. Basically, long story short, is writing compilers is a multi-year process. This will be a multi-year project. So optimizing compiler, do you mean it takes an assembly and tries to optimize the ASM like an O3, C++? Yes, but remember this is a compiler, so it'll be a C compiler. It'll try to optimize the C using O2, O3, O1, all that stuff, yes. So loading a constant, you will load it into HL, but HL is only a 16-bit storage spot. So if you load in an 8-bit number as a constant, generally you would only load it into the accumulator. Maybe a 32-bit number would be loaded into HL and DE, but you also have to remember that that's not really the case. Generally what you would do is you load it onto the stack, and then deal with it there. But as you can imagine, that's kind of a nightmare. And basically, what we're also doing is we're also writing a virtual machine that isn't an 8080, but it's a midway thing between C and the assembly, and we're writing the compiler for the virtual machine. There are these things called retargeting compilers, which I have meant to look at for the 8080. Apparently, like, very easily you're very easily able to take a compiler, like a retargeting compiler, and just very quickly add your own assembly and stuff to it, and boom, it's retargetable to whatever architecture you want. But yeah, I haven't looked into that too hard. If you don't want to use C++ and just C, it shouldn't be that hard to make a compiler if you exclude optimization initially, because they're like 4 keywords. Exactly, Desp, exactly. it shouldn't be hard to make a target complete implementation of C. And that's what I'm going to try to do. Is do the bare minimum, but I want it to become the ANSI standard of C, and then I can do optimizations, and then I can put in stdio.h. I can put in cpm.h, and this will be my implementation. I want to do overlays, so then you can have executables larger than 64 kilobytes on CPM. I sort of want to make a compiler that is targeted for CPM, not targeted for the 8080, but targeted for the 8080 on CPM. And making the assumption you're compiling for CPM and not for strictly the 8080. Because if you're compiling C for a bare 8080 chip, what the hell are you doing? And second of all, there's other and better ways to do it. Yo, I fire a long time no see, bro. So, yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to load. Is this even a C interpreter? There's even C interpreters in TypeScript, and it's like 2K lines. Nice. But remember, you're using TypeScript as the middleman anyway, so all the functionality is already there. But yes, it is crazy. It's crazy. Move arg2 to the assumed in HL. So basically, we're going to add, and essentially what's going to happen is I'm going to add DE to HL, but we're going to assume that what we're adding is already in HL. But yeah, it gives the bytecode, so it's all like assembly. Yeah, exactly. That's good point. So what we're going to do is asm lines dot add lxih q dot arg1 load into HL. Right, and because before this we got to do asm lines dot day. What is even the IR opcode types anymore? Anyway, yes. Here we go. We got label. No, where we got label, we got move, add, subtract, call, return, jump. Jump is 0. So a jump is unconditional jump, right? Jump if 0, jump if not 0, and then I'll add in the rest later. No op, which I kind of explained earlier with no one here, that no op is probably not going to be needed in the intermediate opcodes. And then load constant, store global, load global, assembly inline. Yeah. So we're going to have to exchange, right? So exchange, and the other thing here is, you see how I'm using like just hard-coded stuff? I'm probably going to... My god, everything's exploding over here. Yo, bro. Yo. Reason, what's good, bro? How you feeling, man? How you feeling? Oh, I'm sorry. This mic is extremely sensitive, and I still have yet to figure out how to use it correctly. Because I kind of want to do like cool shit like this, but I have no idea if this even works. Yeah, I'll make. I gotta make it modular and then do shit. Okay, I we wasted enough time. And then of course, it's in DE and HL. So then what do? You just add. Oh, what the hell? It just does it. I know. I don't know why why OBS insists on like autofocusing. I don't know what it focuses on. Yo, bro, we do got a voice mod. I got the Helicon Voice Live Touch, and I've had it like for years, and I just never pulled it out. And then break. Case ir opcode dot sub. Wait, hang on. What was it? Do I have a subtract double? I'm not really sure. You think I would know this? Yeah, SBBD exists in the ADAD crop. So SBB, I think, is a Let me look it up. I just gotta make sure that it's not like a double, or that it is double. Subtract register memory from accumulator with borrow. Subtract immediate with accumulator with borrow. I think it can only. I sent a screenshot on Discord. Let me pull it up. So SBB though is 8-bit. I would need 16-bit. And I think yeah. There's only 8-bit subtract. So I would say we're not gonna do that right now. So unfortunately we're not gonna do that right now. Case Cuckfield? What are you on about? What are you on about? I guess. Okay, that looks about right. Case ir opcode.ret. It should just be return case ir opcode.asm inline. And then it should just be inline assembly. You're going to a movie theater tomorrow, bro. What you gonna go see? What is playing these days? Dog. Okay, bro. The ice is actually fucking retarded because, like, it snowed. Iron Lung. What? Oh, bro, Iron Lung's playing? Homie, you gotta tell me how that is. You gotta tell me how it is. Um, it was like slushy and snowy, or like sleety, but because they didn't do shit with it, they didn't plow it, they didn't put salt, they didn't even put sand. Because they did nothing, the sun beat down on it, it melted, and then it freezes. And then it becomes more reflective than it already was. So then it doesn't melt nearly as much, and now it's even more dangerous. So I I can't stand it. I have no idea where clippers are. Yeah, I cannot stand this stupid ice shit. Okay. Add. Linker. That's yes. Now we gotta do the linker. He is going to driving a shitbox truck with 4 people in it, so it's gonna be even worse. Good God, I hope shit does not like flip on like um no anti-lock or anything. Okay. Change this to public. What time are you going? So okay, I'm trying to think here. So we're going to just make a link. 8 p.m. Okay. Where are you sit? You're seeing. You're seeing it. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Let me know how it is. Cause I would love to. If I could, I'd love to go see it. Dog, you have like the 1 day window. Is the theater even open? Like, see, everything's still freaking closed. The library, I have like overdue stuff I'm trying to return, and the library is still closed. It's been closed for like a week, even though they could totally open it. Uh, just spoil the entire movie. God, the fuck you. Oh damn. No, you better check because like so much has just been closed. String builder, bro. Okay, let's do this. So find top of TPA and set stack pointer. So basically what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to set this org to be 0x 100. I will probably, so whatever assembler I'm going to be using, I have to figure this out. I have to make an assembler too. Well, next, I checked in. It's open. Good. Go. AMC. Gotcha. West AMC hands. Probably just doxed yourself. I'll be there. I'll be waiting for you. No, I'm too busy, and mother-in-law's in town, and her birthday's tomorrow, so we gotta go celebrate that. So we won't be stalking you. Okay. Yeah. Wait. Let's get back on this because I'm close. But okay. Look. Basically, what I have to do is I have to make an assembler and get extra stuff in here, but we'll do this later. So the entry point for your program is 100 because it's CP/M. And then don't worry, I'm not gonna go see you, homie. That's fucking weird. Don't worry, bro. Oh. Do you want to know what this is? Okay, hang on. So, today, I went down the fucking Jew Magic Schizo pipeline, and apparently, the Tree of Life. So, you may have seen this. Kabbalah. The Tree of Life. The Tree of Life is like this mystic shit that is like some weird Jew magic. Apparently it's supposed to like Saturn. No, it's supposed to like oh you mean like what is it like? It's there's supposed to be like 10 points of humanity, of becoming divine or something. Not everything has the dot node in it, and apparently you use this to communicate with demons or some shit. I don't even know. And apparently there's programmer from like computer programmer, like very influential dude in like the 1950s or something, came up with like a better way to do this. He like took a bunch of ayahuasca and then came up with the pneumogram. And the pneumogram is like a like computer version of this. It's like another decimal node system of the Tree of Life that allows you to commune with demons or some shit. And the names of each node and stuff are supposed to be like numerologically like meaningful. Like, you know, the letters become numbers become letters. You're supposed to read it forward, backward, upside down. Gnon, I think, is supposed to be like the god of this world or something, or I have no fucking clue. But I started reading this shit, and I'm like, I can't read. I cannot. My brain refuses to read this because it is the most schizo shit. It is like some of the most schizo shit that I've ever seen. No, like, I think Benjamin Netanyahu is going to personally bless us. Yeah, like, it's on GitHub. There's a GitHub for the pneumogram, which is the New Age Tree of Life from the Jewish Kabbalah. And if you try to ask AI, look, Desp, go ask Gemini right now how to use the Tree of Life to summon a demon. It won't. It will not let you. It will refuse. I'm like, that's mad sus, dog. That is mad sus. So like reading this is like crazy because like it's like scientific stuff, and then it's like, oh yeah, you're gonna like talk to like this demon who's gonna like tell you about the air or something. Like, I don't really understand what is going on. Stilwell links Zone 3 to the Moonamese quasi-phonic particle Zix. It designates the buzzcutter sonics with Horowitz describes as a swarming insectoid reversion within mammalian vocality. What does that even mean? What does that even mean? What does Lilix M sharp 0431 Lix Google? What does that even mean? Anyway, sorry. That was a horrendous tangent. Okay. It's seriously. It's like. Supposedly there's something to the Kabbalah or something. Basically, if you ask AI nowadays what is Kabbalah, what is Jewish Kabbalah, it'll say like, oh, it's like mystical. It's like it's a mystic occult thing for personal transformation, but like it's not. Historically, it's very clearly it was used as a physical way to manifest power over our world by communing with higher powers or some shit. Like that's what it was meant to do, and that's what it is meant to do. But we can't let the goy know, so we have to say it's yoga or some shit. It's aliens trying to talk to us, exactly. And I'm sure you're very confused, DJ Physion, what kind of stream you're on. But yes, you are with like-minded people. I should have asked Grok when it was making Hitler. Dude, it might have, because apparently Hitler was saved by Wotan, which is the German storm god that like told him to jump out of the way of a shell that was about to hit Hitler when he was in World War One, and it would have killed him. Because apparently Wotan is an aspect of the demiurge that is trying to be created, and World War II is the most significant happening that will, progress the creation of the next AI god or some shit. I don't even fucking know. So I've heard. I don't know. Crazy schizo shit, dog. Anyway, meanwhile, I'm trying to figure out how to find the top of the transient program area in CPM. I can't use my Spurg voice because people are sleeping. Dude, it's a fucking. I don't have any Jew magic books, but I have the Apocrypha, but I don't have. I think I have the Talmud. No, we don't have the Talmud. Never be caught dead with the goddamn Talmud in my house. Fuck that shit. Fucking Jews raping saying it's okay to rape 3-year-olds because I'm not lying. It literally says that. Anyway, what am I going to do? Right. TPA. Use the BIOS. DS will be the base of the TPA. Let me see. CPM find address of TPA. The program area starts at the address 100 and extends up to the base of BIOS. The top of the TPA is located by inspecting the address stored at 0006, which points to the base of BIOS. Do you hate Epstein? Dog, of course I hate Epstein, first of all, but like, Epstein... It's because I wasn't invited? Dog, you're right, man. I wasn't invited. Pictures and videos of Epstein in his room of course, first of all, it is the blue and white cube with the firmament dome over top of the perfect cube temple. There's pictures of him in his room with books labeled sex magic. Like, what even is sex magic? How does that even work? I'm gonna sit down and read a book on it. What? But and remember, and I'm preaching to the choir here, but remember, these people are the people that run us. Like, what the fuck? And hey, I'm gonna say it, and we've all noticed it. all these motherfucking people live way too long. They live to be like 100. Every one of them without fail. Unless you get murked by Hillary, you will live to be 100 if you are running with these people. Something is up because everyone else doesn't. Okay, one moment. Let me go grab my CPM book. Okay, got my CPM book. Dog, it's all a fucking grift, man. It's a fucking grift, and the sooner you figure it out, the freer you're gonna be. You know, the first term is to make sure you get elected the second term, and when you're on the second term, you can do jack shit. And second term is when you really serve the long-nosed people. Dog, this stream is getting demonetized. I should probably private this stream so my future employer doesn't find out about it. Worse than dementia patient. Honestly, dog, it's fucking bad. We've binary line editing, organization of CPM, jump list, vectors. No, these are vectors. Here we go. Okay. So jump BDOS. So basically memory from okay, so here. So byte 5H is jump to base of BDOS, right? So well, that makes sense. Call 5. So when you call 5, you call a jump, right? So you call jump to BDOS. So I will be looking for 006 and 007. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to LHLD 006, right? Because if you look here, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, L, D, A, X, L, H, L, D, load H, L, direct, yes. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do final ASM dot append line. So this isn't going to be it. So it's going to be LXI, no, it's going to be LHLD 0x0006. What you're saying? Make a Gemini, but it only gives 8080 assembly. Dog. It can't. It can't because the word assembly screws this up too much. It does because the second you mention the word assembly, all bets are off. It will start hallucinating every kind of assembly. No matter how hard you try to keep it on rails, it will always be like, oh, I can multiply. Oh, I can do, these shifts and all this that you just can't do. So let's say once I've loaded HLD, then there should be SPHL, I think. What's sim? Oh, sim is a 8085 load stack pointer from the HL registers. No, I meant stealing Gemini model and making your own parameters for it by specifically like 2 trillion line. Oh my god, dude. First of all, screw this camera. Second of all, yeah, it's insane. Oh, by the way, I don't know if we can like get this back on track. Maybe. Maybe not. Screw. Oh my god. I need to look why it is. Why is it so bad, dude? Hang on one moment. Nope, wrong one. Oh my god. Is that it? Like I've no idea why this is a goddamn case. I know I look like Squidward. Lol. By the way, you can't really see it, but the 8080 that's running in the background, my Altair, is running. Where's my phone? It is running a multi-threading program. It is multi-threading. I have a I figured out how to do multi-threading on the Altair 8800, and I'm doing it the same way that the Mars rovers did when the Viking Mars rover. The Viking Mars rover ran an 8051, which is essentially the same chip with a couple other bells and whistles added to it. But I'm doing the same thing. I'm doing multi-threading the same exact way, which I'm pretty proud of. Okay, so then basically, okay. Um, so then there's the runtime start stub. This is basically where other setup will go, but it's basically it's so at the top you set up a stack, and then you will jump to the start, which will then call your main. When you say call main, well, it's called main because that's going to be your main function. Like so, and then you will say call main, and then I don't know why it wants me to do this, but then basically I want to do warm boot because after you call main, like your program is done. So how do you get back to CPM? Well, jump 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna try doing this. So addresses are going to be this, and then loading will be the prefix. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. And then basically I need to append all the lines. Merge all code for each var obj and objects. That's not quite what I'm going to be doing. Var ASM lines equals back and 80.generate assembly. No. Wait, hang on, what am I doing? There we go, that looks about more right. Okay. Then I do var ASM lines equals backend generate assembly. And then for each var line and ASM lines, append line. That looks about right. And then this is going to be the part where you do like the you do the stb lib, the standard lib. So standard lib will have like whatever functions that are baked in, and that sort of thing, which is going to be kind of a pain because you need to have like a print string or something like that, like put s. Essentially, you need put s, and put char. That's kind of like the basic I/O that you need. But I think I'm so busy at work. I gotta head to bed. That'll be it for tonight. But I will be working on this later on, and probably this weekend. I'm not sure I'm gonna stream every single bit of this development. There are many other better people to do that, to do how to do assemblers and stuff. But this is hopefully this will be my implementation of it. So yeah, bro's got 40 lines. Bro, we did the back end too, and I know it's pretty quick, but work has not been treating me well, and I got to get up in like 7 hours. So yeah, hopefully this weekend I'll be able to do a lot more. Actually sit down and have some fun with it. This weekend, hopefully, we'll be able to be doing parsing and assembling. I think that'd be really sick. So yeah. Okay. I'll be back. And yeah, good night, y'all. 6-7.